to you live from my ghetto ass storage unit. I don't give a damn. My guest today is Jaime Rupp. Jamie, how you doing? Thank you for joining me.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm flustered for a number
All
of
right. All
reasons,
right.
but we'll focus on you. All right, Jamie, what are you in for?
I am in for trafficking, methamphetamine.
Trafficking. They catch you with it. What were the circumstances of the arrest?
Uh, well, unknown to me, I sold to a undercover, and when they arrested me 2 weeks later, they caught me with 2.5 pounds. So
No, undercover. Was this now?
yeah,
Was this a like a CI or was it a cop? What an actual cop?
it was the actual cop.
It was a cop.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? How'd
Yeah.
you? So you did this
Uh,
random person approach you, or how did that present itself?
one of
Somebody
my
introduced
closest
you?
people one of my closest people wanted me to talk to a friend of hers,
Yeah,
and that's how, yeah, I turned it down a couple of times and said no, I'm not interested.
yeah.
And then pretty soon I started getting these text messages on my phone from this dude, I guess, and he's like, hey, I really want to meet with you. And I was like, I'm not even around.
Yeah.
But eventually I ended up, so yeah, my bad.
Okay, so was your friend trying to set you up? Did they know?
Well, they say she says she doesn't know. She never knew about it. And I was like, that's kind of weird that the cop's name is Matt and your friend's name was Matt. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, so I don't know.
Wow. I mean, was it well?
Yeah.
So had she pushed it? Because it sounded like she was pushing that line. Like, I really want you to meet him. I really want you to meet him. Had she done that
Yeah.
before with anybody else?
No, no, she'd never done that.
Oh, that's suspicious.
So
Yeah,
I should have, I know I should have known. I should
yeah.
have known. Yeah, weak moment, bad judgment.
Man, it's all right
Yeah.
though. Most of us been there. I mean, there's some criminals that don't make mistakes like that, but they're few and far between. It's safe to say most of us have made them same kind of mistakes.
Yeah.
It's all right. Don't feel too bad.
Yeah. And I'm
So,
usually pretty careful.
yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so what are you doing on that? How much time you catch?
So I got 15 plus 20 for a total of 35. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
15,
She didn't
15
like,
fixed, and then 20 in
yeah.
determinate.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And
What were you gonna
yeah,
say?
Idaho doesn't play around.
No, I know, I know.
Um, so I have been in 6 already.
Okay.
So I've got another 8, almost 9 before I go to board.
Before you go to board, you been staying out of trouble?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. More or less. Yeah.
Some minor
I got a
shit.
DOR. Yeah, I got a DOR last year for having razors, but that was, they
Wait.
don't allow razors.
You don't. Oh, you guys can't
They
have
don't allow,
razors?
no, no,
No,
no.
everybody walking around all hairy and unshaven, or what?
All hairy. Well,
No,
hey,
no.
it's Europe all over again.
Really? Wait. So do they give you guys any kind of like a loaner or anything like that while you're in the shower or anything like that, or
um,
you just?
uh, we can buy like electric razors off commissary, but
Okay, okay.
they're $50. They're
Yeah.
cheap ass razors, and they don't have replacement heads for them, so you have to buy a
By
whole
the
new thing.
whole thing. Oh, that's ugly. And do
So
you guys order
yeah.
packages from like Walking Horse and all that, or no?
Uh, yeah, they have a package program. It's through Access.
The access.
What is it? Access Secure
The
Pack,
Cool
I
Pad,
think
yeah.
it is.
And you can't buy
Yeah,
razors from them, only out of
no,
canteen?
yeah. We don't even have canteen.
Or wait, oh,
And
where do you buy the razors at?
off of Keefe.
King Fee.
Did you guys ever have Keefe down there?
Well, but I thought Keefe and Access were kind of like same thing, no?
They're kind of like, thing, yeah, but we have really limited stuff. That, I mean, they have a package list and everything.
Yeah.
What we can get, but yeah, they don't have razors
You
or
said you
anything
don't
on
have
there.
canteen. You can't buy yourself no extras, no goodies.
Commissary,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
commissary,
Yeah,
but
commissary canteen, same thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
Well,
all
some states, like like they got some good stuff on there, you know? Like
Right.
I've seen some canteen stuff that's like, legit stored, they put it in a bag and all that.
Yeah.
We don't have none of We have to
No.
order it. Yeah. No. No, we have to order it and wait for a week to get it.
Wow. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to ask Ava. I want to. Now I'm curious what the canteen list looks like, or I mean your commissary, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
It's like dollar store shit. It's dollar store. And they
No.
sell it for like, yeah, they like sell
Wow.
bottles of Pantene shampoo, like not the big ones like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
for
Like how
10. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
how much?
$10 a piece for, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's just the small things of Pantene. The shampoo and conditioner are both $10 each.
So you guys,
Yeah, it's crazy.
wow, man, Idaho is nothing nice. I mean, not only that they're sentencing you guys way more harshly than other states,
Oh yeah.
but they can't even make it comfortable for while you're there. Wow.
No,
Oh my
no,
goodness.
and you wouldn't even believe the conditions we live in.
So
Like
talk about
they
it.
blur it out. They blur it out so you can't see all the black mold and stuff on the ceiling up there.
No, is there black mold on the ceiling?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
Man.
crazy in here.
Anybody watching, man,
Yeah,
you guys gotta drop some comments, show some support, like
yeah,
make some calls to the people in Idaho, something, man, because they're
yeah.
doing bad over there.
Right?
We need some help.
Get these mandatory minimums like
Yeah, yeah, the
taking care
mandatory
of it.
minimum
'Cause
is a
that's
joke. Holy crap! I've been
the way
talking to other girls and hearing that left and right. And you said they caught you with what was it, 2.5 pounds?
yeah, yeah. And you know what? The murderers are getting out before I do.
Yeah,
There's murderers in here that only got 5 or 10 years,
and
and
probably
yeah.
probably some people with some sex crimes too. I imagine.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
So
And they always get their
it's
right
okay to
day.
kill people in Idaho. It's okay to sexually assault people. But if you're running around with drugs, oh, that's where they draw the line, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I should have had a, trafficking shop or killed some people and I'd be
Yeah.
out now.
Holy crap, man! I know. I one of the girls I interviewed recently was talking about somebody that's in there that did something real bad to their kid with a box cutter. We don't have to go into
Uh,
details, but
yeah,
that person's doing less time than them, and it's the same
yeah,
situation. All they did was something drug related. Like wow,
yeah. But listen, they let the offenders out and they let the people that fuck up kids out
yeah,
because um, they will become future drug addicts, which will be
right.
beat down enough to do time.
Right, right, yeah. And
Make up
and
to all.
not only that, but the people that those people are committing their crimes against, they're likely to become drug addicts and get involved in that scene themselves.
Yeah,
So it kind of seems like there's
yeah.
a little bit of a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you put two
Hey,
and two, it makes four. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, wow, holy,
yeah, you can look at the numbers.
yeah,
Like they're creating their own problem. They're
yeah,
creating the drug addicts so that they can incarcerate them because they make more money off of. But if they let all the people out that are abusing the kids that mess up their heads for life,
yeah.
then they will eventually become addicted to something, you
Right,
know?
right, exactly.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you this. On that note, as far as creating drug addicts, so like in California, they have the Suboxone program, right? You guys have that out there?
Yeah, it's called the MAP program.
Yeah, yeah, the MAT program.
Yeah,
And so that's another
yeah,
thing because like I see people in California prisons, they'll come in and they're meth heads and the Suboxone, that's a downer. People meth heads don't normally, you're either one or the
uh,
other. Not most of the time
yeah,
you're not doing both. So but people come in on
yeah,
meth, they're meth heads, but they're like, "Oh, let me go ahead and get on the MAT program because then it's an opportunity for them
yeah,
to make money." But then they inadvertently
yeah,
end up, it may be their intent to save it and sell it, but there's times where they end up swallowing it, and then
yeah,
boom, there's another fucking addict created.
Yeah,
Are
there
you
is.
seeing the same
Yeah,
thing there?
definitely.
Are people doing that type of?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy
Wow.
because you do have all these meth addicts come in here and they leave addicted to Suboxone because
Right,
it's all around.
right, exactly.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Prison
yeah,
is
they're doing
creating
it.
more.
They're creating addicts. They're creating addicts.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Anybody can see it. Like you're not. Come on, man. They want to. They say, oh, it's to help people. Get away
yeah,
from. No, that's bullshit. You see the evidence. You see what's happening, and they still continue
yeah.
on with it. Then come on, you're creating more problems
Listen,
than you're solving.
our military gives meth to our fighter pilots to keep them sharp. Meth and Ambien
No.
is what
What?
yeah, so you can't tell me that yeah, my one of my federal attorneys, he was like, yeah, he said right now, he said the military is giving our soldiers methamphetamine so
Right
that they
now.
can be sharper. Yeah, right now in the war in Iran, they're giving them methamphetamine so that they can be sharper and on point, and then they give them Ambien. It's like a mix, to
Yeah.
keep them.
Ambient. That's to help you
So,
sleep, right?
yep,
So they're like, we
yep,
want you asleep during this time and awake during this time,
yeah,
and we're gonna give you whatever
yeah,
you need to make sure that happens.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah,
Where
but
do
then
you find out about that? How do they know?
I had a federal attorney because he was part JAG. He
Yeah,
worked for JAG, but then I fired so many of my public defenders
yeah,
that they finally sent him in,
yeah. Paid
and
attorney.
like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he was awesome.
Wow. That's crazy. Man. Okay. Where are you from,
Yeah,
Jamie? Are you from Idaho or are you elsewhere?
uh, all around Idaho,
All around
all around
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did
at
you
one
like
time
it there?
I had.
Wait, let me ask you this. Growing up, did you have people in your life that were justice impacted? I mean, did you see the kind of things that Idaho was doing to people like that or no?
No, I was actually raised Mennonite, so I was
Oh,
yeah, totally on the conservative side,
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I I didn't really get into this. I didn't start doing drugs or anything until I was 26.
yeah.
So I
Oh,
was,
so
you
okay,
know,
Mennonites they can use electricity and like certain technology or not? They can.
yes, yes.
Okay.
The Quakers. So in the Amish community, there's the
Yeah.
Quakers and the Mennonites. The
Okay.
Quakers don't use electricity, and the Mennonite system sucks.
The Wi-Fi. I know it's fine. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. We don't. At least we
So
can keep going.
I got 15 minutes left
That's
until I
it.
have to put more money on. So yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
it. So
All
sorry,
right. No, no,
I
no, no.
don't mean
Listen.
to like.
If we run out of time and there's still more interview left, go ahead and call back and I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
Okay. Don't worry about it.
are you sure?
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather get the interview done. I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay,
Don't worry about it.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
so so we were talking about the Mennonites and the Quakers. So let me ask, so they're both part of the Amish community. So
Yeah.
did you have Roomspringa?
Did I have what?
Roomspringa. You don't know about that?
No, I don't know about that.
Ah, you ain't no real Amish.
Then no, my parents founded a Mennonite church
Yeah,
in Boise,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean Mennonites are a little bit looser than the Quakers. So
Oh,
yeah, I don't know what that
okay.
is.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. So I mean, I don't not like I go deep into the
Oh,
goings on of the Amish community, but I've seen they have shows on it where so it's like once they reach a certain age, I don't know if it's like 15, 16, 18, whatever
they
it is. Go ahead.
go out on their yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
take off
I
on
mean,
their own in the world. And, yeah,
yeah,
well, I had a bad experience when I took off. So
yeah.
uh,
Well, let's hear
after
about it.
that, I was kind of, uh, I was kind of sheltered and didn't know there was monsters out there in the world,
Right.
and so I ran away when I was 13, and I got picked up by a Mexican and his wife. He said, But I got locked in a room and beaten and raped for a month and a half. And so I kind of went off the deep end.
Yeah. What, they just kidnapped? It was him alone kidnapped you, or both
Well,
of them?
I,
Or how did it
I
happen?
was hitchhiking. I was
Oh,
hitchhiking
yeah.
and they picked me up. So it wasn't, I mean, it turned out to be a kidnapping, I guess, kind of, but
Right.
you know, um,
Well, if they
but
held, I mean,
yeah,
if they
so
held you against your will, I mean, that's
yeah, 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 there was me and a couple other girls. So,
really.
um,
What are they trying? What are they trafficking you, or what was the intent? What are they?
yeah, he was selling me to all of his friends and whatever.
Wow. And
So,
you were how old
so
then?
by the time I was 13,
Wow. 13. Holy
yeah.
shit. So,
So I
how did
mean,
you get out of that? What happened?
the cops came and kicked the door in,
Yeah.
and so
They got a tip or what?
they, I don't know, I don't know
Yeah.
what happened,
Yeah.
but they must have, I don't know what happened, but thank goodness, because I don't know if I would have made it out of that alive, but
Yeah.
it kind of opened my eyes,
Yeah.
to really see, like,
The ways of the world.
everybody's capable.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's
Wow.
capable of
And
shit.
so
So,
where are you at now with your? I mean, because that had to have adversely affected your mental health. Where are you at with that now? Or you struggle with depression or
um,
anything like that? Or
yeah. You know what? We all have a sad story, and we all have to, like, do great things in our life, and if we aren't subjected to some shit or some evil or some whatever, we
yeah,
don't grow.
right, right.
Pain brings growth.
Right, that's true.
So
That's true. But I mean,
it
there's
sucks.
to a certain extent. I mean, they like they say, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But I mean, there's
Well,
plenty of things that don't kill you that definitely don't make you stronger. I mean,
listen,
sometimes they'll break you.
I'm definitely strong, and I definitely want to skin some people alive, but I've grown from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
it's it's made me, I don't know if it's made me a better person, but I like who I am today,
yeah. Do you
and I've
feel like
gone through years of,
you're better able to like empathize with other people because of that? Because I feel like people who suffer, they have a more profound understanding of internal struggles than people who live easy lives. You know what I mean?
uh, I think it's taught me not to be so judgmental. I
Yeah.
think the way I was raised, I was very judgmental. And I
Right.
didn't realize how much my family was
Yeah.
judgmental, you
Yeah.
know? And so it's helped me, that coming to prison, um, uh, it's really opened my eyes a lot to, like, everybody's suffering. Everybody, like, I wish people would pull together more instead of so much separation,
Yeah.
you
For
know?
sure.
And
Yeah.
so it doesn't really matter who you are. I mean, there's some that live those posh lives and whatever, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. But yeah, we should draw together and support each other more,
Yeah. For sure.
especially here.
So,
Yeah.
so up until you were 13, what, you left home at 13? Is that what happened? Or
Well, I left home when the cops came in. They took me to the hospital. Then I was put in a mental institution,
yeah,
and after that, my parents kind of disowned me. They
yeah.
signed me over to the state, so I was in foster care until I was 18.
So what were you doing out and about at 13? You ran away from home, or what happened?
Yeah.
You ran away
Yep.
from home. Yeah. And is it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you weren't happy at home, or were your parents good people? Or?
I My parents are really good people,
Yeah,
and except and I'm happy the way I was raised.
yeah.
Um, and I have been fighting my whole life. I just turned 53 on the 22nd, and I feel like I've been fighting my whole life to just get them to not judge me.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I finally got a birthday card that said, "We're proud of the woman you've become."
Really? Right
So
on.
I was
Tony.
like,
That's good stuff.
"Oh,
I'm
I
happy
got
for you.
that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah."
Do
But
they come
that's
and
sad
visit
that
you at all?
huh?
Do they come and visit you at all, or no? That's
Oh
maybe next step.
no, no.
No.
Yeah, I've got two brothers too that I haven't even talked to since 2005. So,
Yeah. Well, you would think they might be a little less judgmental because I'm sure the Quakers judge the hell out of them.
oh yeah, oh yeah, you would think so, but
Yeah.
I mean, and then it really makes me not like organized religion, because
Right.
so judgmental, and God's not like that,
No,
So
no,
yeah,
no.
I don't like judgmental people. Like it's,
Yeah.
don't judge
So
somebody until you walk in their shoes.
right. Yeah. Exactly. Up until you were 13, so you just felt like, I mean, your childhood wasn't bad. They weren't abusive or anything, but it just
No,
wasn't the life for you. The Mennonite ways weren't. They didn't
yeah,
vibe well with your spirit, right?
I wanted. Listen, this is going to sound really stupid, but I wanted store bought bread. Like I wanted bubble gum.
Yeah.
I wanted to have friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I couldn't. I wanted to go to dances, school
Yeah.
dances I could never go to, stuff like
Right.
that. Like
Right.
I just wanted some stuff. I wanted to see some stuff. I wanted to know what it was about.
Yeah. Wait, but how did you even know about that stuff? You guys had a TV or
No, we didn't have a TV, but uh, my cousins were allowed to have like bubble gum, and when I went to school, like people at school would have like all these things, and I'm like, oh man, isn't that cool? Like I want to do that, and
oh,
they'd talk about movies they watched.
did you go to a public school?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's really
yeah,
surprising. That's really I'm surprised
yeah.
they
It
were like,
is.
no, that's the devil. Wow.
Well, they put me into Christian school to start with,
Yeah.
and I didn't do very good there.
Yeah.
So, and then we traveled around the world a little bit. So when we came back, they just put me in a public school.
Okay.
So,
Huh.
yeah.
All right. And how did you do in school? Did you have any kind of struggles with like ADHD or
You know
dyslexia
what?
or anything like that?
School. Oh, if I could be a professional student for the rest of my life, I would love it.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm the complete opposite. I have no interest in schoolwork. I like reading is like torture to me. It's my comprehension
Really?
level is, yeah, my comprehension level is actually really high. I could read and comprehend at like college level when I was like 12 years old. But the actual doing of it, it's like torture to me. I hate reading. I hate
Oh, man.
writing essays. No, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It's horrible.
Huh. You know what? And I used to have to balance out my college GPA with critical reading and writing
Yeah.
because my math and science sucked. So I to balance my GPA so I could make it, I had to do English
Oh,
or
okay.
history or something like that.
Yeah.
So
All right, all right. So the technical stuff not so good, huh? Did you
not so good. No.
and did you feel like when you were in school, did you feel like an outcast or you like popular or somewhere in between?
So I never really took sides.
No.
Like I was friends with the cheerleaders and I was
Okay.
friends with the lowlifes that everybody made fun of.
All right. So
I just kind of like
you're an
bounced
outgoing
around.
person, probably fair to say, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And how about
Yeah,
in
I
there?
kind of
You
even,
make a lot of friends in there?
yeah, I do. I do. I'm tier rep in here, so I
Yeah.
always welcome everybody and say, hey, if you need anything, if you have any questions, whatever,
Okay.
I want you to feel left out or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. That's what's
yeah,
up.
I'm not,
And so, okay, so you got caught up for you said trafficking, right? Does that is that was
yeah,
that it was meth you said?
yeah,
And that was
yep,
is that
yeah.
your drug of choice or
I'm an old school cook. I will be
no?
a meth advocate for life.
Oh, I'm a
Like,
meth
absolutely.
advocate. A meth advocate, really? No,
A meth advocate, absolutely.
no way. You're like, hey, have you tried it?
yeah, yeah, you should try this because
Yeah.
it works for pain, it works for depression, it works for it works for things.
All right. Wait. So, but old school cook. Now you got about a year on me. So, you and I were around when we were young. It was the peanut butter crank and the rosebud and stuff.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what you were cooking, or you cooking the stuff they got
No,
now, this crystal bullshit?
not okay. Let's clarify.
Yeah,
Yes, it was like the peanut butter,
yeah,
but more pure methamphetamine. When they tested mine, it was 98% pure. So it doesn't have any of the bathtub crap in it
yeah, yeah.
because it's pure,
Oh.
and it doesn't have the cut and it doesn't have the shit.
Hey, if
So yeah,
anybody from the government is listening, there's your girl. Get her out right now, and she'll take care of them, the pilots, and
yeah.
she'll have everybody up. There you go. Hit her up. Your
What?
contact info will be in the
They're,
description.
yeah, they're just mad
Hey,
because they couldn't tax my production.
yeah. Hey, I mean, I've seen where computer hackers and certain people that are really good at what they do, the government will hire them. I mean, but that's
Hey,
usually after they get out. But hey, why not make an exception? We're in the middle of a war. Make an exception, right?
I know, man. I could hook you up.
That's right. Okay, so
So
how you dealing with your you fuck around, or you kind of leaving it alone for while you're in there? What are you doing?
I think I'm more. I'm not. The definition of an addict in itself, I'm not really an addict.
Yeah,
I'm more addicted to, uh, I love seeing a finished product. I love the whole process of
right.
doing that.
Yeah.
And so most times when I was working, I wasn't getting high. So
Okay.
uh, when I would take time off, then I would dabble, and I would do some things. But most of the time I wasn't, you know, I mean, I would do a bong hit in the morning or something like
Right.
that, and be good for the rest of the
Yeah.
day. Still sleep, eat, whatever.
Yeah.
So
So for you, it's not an issue. I'm the same way. Matter of fact, I got a call from my, SUD, substance use disorder counselor this morning. He's like, "Oh, how are you doing? Are you triggers?" And but I said, "Look, man, I don't have triggers. I don't have those kind of struggles. I don't deal with
yeah,
that. It's not an issue for me." So, yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
like you
more,
said, your definition of the addict. I go by the same thing. Like I don't, even when I was using, it's been like 20 something years for me. But even when I didn't wake up in the morning like I gotta get it, I gotta get high, I gotta make it happen. Like it was never like that for me. I'm like, if I go without, I go. Without. We're back
all
again.
right. So
Okay. I mean, it's you know
it,
the reason I've been doing a lot of interviews with people in Idaho is because you guys' video visits last a lot longer than the people in here in California. So,
really,
yeah, oh yeah, no, here it's supposed to be 15 minutes, but
yeah,
it never works out to that. It always ends up being like 12 or 13 minutes, and then we got to keep going and going and going and calling back, and it's fine because
it's a pain.
I kind of got my questions down, and you know what I mean. But yeah. Anyway, okay. So back to it.
Okay.
Were you saying something before we got cut off?
Uh, I can't even remember.
Okay.
I think we were talking about being an addict or whatever, and I I,
Yeah, yeah,
I just feel like I'm not really uh addict.
yeah. Right. No, I get that. I get
I like
that.
I like making money. I like doing business.
Yeah,
And business always comes before pleasure. So
yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, that's how. I mean, ideally, that's how it should be. So, you got any kids, Jamie?
I do. I have three.
Three.
I have, yeah, and my daughter is 34. My son is 31. And then I have another son that's 26 this year.
Okay. And
So,
are they involved in your life at all, or you guys communicate?
oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
I
y'all good
talk to
terms?
him all the time.
Y'all good terms? They're not mad at you or holding grudges or anything?
Uh, no, we have a really good relationship, and I really love them. I mean, my daughter lives in North Carolina with her husband and two kids, and she is actually training to be a CO right now.
No.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
tease her and be like, you traitor? No.
No, when she first told me, she's like, Mom, I don't want you to be mad. And
Yeah.
she said, but I'm on your side. She said, I want to be able to fix, because conditions in a lot of states aren't great,
Yeah.
and so if they're giving us more health problems or more mental problems than what we came in with, like something needs to be done,
Something needs to be done.
So,
That's real shit. Yeah, something
yeah,
needs to be
yeah,
done. Man,
yeah,
yeah, and
because
you know what? And
this
that's
thing,
why I'm making this channel because to bring things like that to light. You know what I mean? The conditions that people
yeah,
are suffering, and not only that. I mean, the main thing is just helping people who have never been justice impacted understand
yeah,
the struggles of
yes,
people who have been justice impacted. To understand, you got a story, you got things that thing you went through
yeah,
with, when you were 13, man, that's a rough one. That's a pretty harrowing experience, I imagine.
well, and I'm lucky to be here,
Yeah,
I really didn't think I would,
yeah,
um, but then you see, people on that side don't really know what's going on here,
no,
and they
no.
think, I mean, when I was on that side, I thought, oh, all those people deserve to be in prison. Well, that's not the case. Like,
Right, right.
that's,
Yeah. Because that's
not
all they're
always the
thinking
case.
about. That's all they're thinking about
Yeah,
is, they think, oh, you committed crime and you need to be punished, and that's the end of it. I mean, but punishment,
yeah,
it can be, it's fine as a means to an end, but Idaho clearly is treating it as the end itself. Like there doesn't need to be any answer
yeah,
beyond
yeah,
imprisonment. Like they don't. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not right.
But, how much money they're making off of us? You know how much money they're making? Um, if you look into like Keefe and Access Corrections
Oh yeah,
and uh, our Centurion, our medical, and they're all owned by the same parent company. So they've
Idaho.
monopolized the whole. Yeah, they've monopolized the whole system. So it doesn't really matter. Like they're
Right.
not caring about us.
Won't even be a big deal. But
Okay, good.
luckily,
But
I've been teaching myself video editing. I had to in order to get these videos out. But
I love that.
uh, yeah. So yeah, like you're saying, a lot of people don't realize the conditions that we got to live under, and man, Idaho, it just gets worse and worse because I knew they incarcerate females at 3 times the national average in Idaho. They would have to bring their female population down by 63% just to meet the national average. That's insane. And for the sentence that you got now, I mean, like look, nobody's saying that it's great that you got caught with what was it, 2.5 pounds? You said,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you know what? If I would have been in California, I would be out by now.
Oh, you,
Like I would have done maybe 2 or 3 years,
yeah,
and whatever. I'm okay with doing 5 years for that, but
yeah, yeah,
35
yeah.
altogether, like
That's
that's
insane.
insane.
And then let's say you get out. Let's say you're fortunate enough to get out when you go to board. Then how much
Yeah,
probation or parole you got to do?
20, 20 years.
Whew,
I'll be
20.
eight. I'll be 83 years old when I get off. Isn't
No,
that crazy?
that's
Yeah,
crazy. That's crazy. And you would think
that's too much.
that'd
But
be
then
a
you look at,
burden on the system. Like what the fuck?
well, yeah, but the amount of money that they're making on,
Yeah,
they just upped our phone calls again.
yeah,
Keefe is outrageous.
yeah,
Like every bit of money that we have to spend to be able to communicate with our families or be able to communicate with anybody
yeah,
is outrageous,
yeah. It's crazy.
And they can't tell us that, oh, and get this, there's a county in Idaho, Bannock County in Idaho actually has a task force to follow around parolees.
No,
Like,
have you heard of gang stalking? Have you heard of that?
yes, that's
That's,
absolutely, and they do
that's
that.
kind of like
They
gang
have,
stalking, right?
yeah, they have a federal training center in Pocatello in Bannock County,
Yeah.
and so they do a lot of that gang stalking stuff.
So
Like,
are they being like obvious about it? Or are they covertly following, or what's the intention? Just to
uh, they follow you around and see who you have in your vehicle. They follow you around. Sometimes they pull you over and
Yeah.
just like once you have a drug charge in Idaho, you're
Yeah.
screwed.
Wow.
Like you will always get targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you tell me it's not profiling. Like that's absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
And then too many of these small towns know me by first name, so it's like I don't have a chance.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I get pulled over all the
Wow.
time.
Wow. Matt, what's the task force called? Do you know?
Um, you know what? I don't. I could
Okay.
find out, but yeah,
Uh,
it's crazy. They talk about how they don't want us to come back. Bullshit. They don't care about us not
oh
coming
no,
back.
no, they
Like,
do care. They do care. They definitely want you to come back. They care about
yes,
that.
they do.
Yeah.
They
They're
do.
like, come on, we'll
They,
keep the bed warm for you. Don't even trip.
yeah, yeah, it's great.
Oh my goodness. If you don't have nowhere else to go, Idaho got you. Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to do with that
yeah. You're
information.
gonna
That's excessive. So, what are you doing for fun in there, Jamie? You got any kind of hobbies, or you got any kind of special skills or anything like that?
I crochet. I read a lot of books. I like I like the end of the world shit. You know, when the end of the world comes, I'm gonna be able to
Me
survive. You
too.
know?
Me too. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn it. Hey, you know what?
yeah,
I just saw. I mean, it was YouTube, so I didn't think to check if it was legit or not. But
yeah.
they're saying that the cops nationwide have been given a handbook on how to deal with UFOs.
Really?
That's what they're
Oh wow.
saying. Like they've given them a
Maybe.
legitimate handbook. Here's what to do in case of UFOs.
Uh,
Like, oh, like
hell,
it's starting to get real.
invasion, or let's have a zombie apocalypse, or let's
Zombie
have a
apocalypse.
let's. Oh,
And
yeah.
I
Let's.
say, let's go, let's run it, let's get this shit cracking.
Yeah,
I'll do good in the
yeah.
post apocalypse. I'm built for
I
that.
met you. Yeah, we're gonna make all of our own shit. We're gonna
Hell
grow our
yeah.
own, do all the things. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's
yeah. We'd
crazy.
be fine.
Hey, try to find out the name of that task force and message me about it
Okay,
if you can. So,
okay, I will.
okay. So, what about you? You doing any kind of higher education, vocational training or anything like that?
They don't really offer much here. In the main prison, they offer higher education. Here, they just offer your GED.
Wait, so
So
what is this
there's not really.
if not the main prison? What's the main prison?
So uh, the main prison is over in Pocatello. This one is it's called SICI and it's in Boise.
Uh-huh.
Like we're right across. It's called the farm, but we're right across the fence from the guys,
Yeah.
and so we share the compound with the guys because this used to be a guys' facility,
Oh,
but since they're incarcerating so many females, like they
wow.
had to have more room. So yeah.
Wow,
So
that's
this isn't the
crazy.
main. Uh, this isn't the main.
Yeah.
Pocatello Women's Correctional Center is max and medium,
Okay. Yeah,
and this
yeah.
one is medium and minimum custody. So
Well, I just want to touch on something you said. I just want to touch on it a little bit more um, for everybody that's watching. Pay attention to the fact that she just said they're handing out crazy long sentences to people and they're not even giving them any kind of opportunities to reform.
oh,
No chance at education, no vocational training. So it's like they're dooming the people that are incarcerated
yeah,
there to come back. They don't want you guys to do any better
yeah,
when you get out. They don't care.
nope, they don't,
Wow.
they don't, and I don't know, it sucks, it
Yeah.
sucks that you can't better yourself. It would be
Yeah.
nice to have like even some through the mail
Yeah.
correspondence or
Correspondence
something
workers.
like that,
Something.
something,
Yeah.
but
And I
yeah,
mean,
they don't really have much.
and I mean, anybody with half a brain can understand what's going to happen if you go out basically the same person as when you came in. If you don't know anymore, I
Yeah,
mean, you know different people. you might have done some thinking and
Yeah.
trying to improve yourself, but essentially you don't have any kind of different education or better education, no new
No,
skills, nothing. You're basically going
no.
out the same person you came in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from
And so
I
what?
mean, obviously there's going to be some people that can get out and make better decisions for themselves, but most people are not going to be able to just you know foster that
No,
ability
they.
on their own.
Yeah, they get thrown out on the street, especially
Yeah,
people that are topping out their time.
yeah,
Like they get thrown out on the street with nothing. So what are you going to do? Like you haven't worked for the past 5 years. You
yeah,
can't go and get a job except for like some low grade dishwasher or cleaning rooms or
yeah.
yeah, like nobody's going to want to do that,
No,
especially after you've sat here for 5 years,
right, yeah, yeah,
or more, like it's unrealistic to think that people are going to get out and just make it
yeah.
because
Especially, and I've seen people who've had jobs. And when I mean, when you don't have any kind of education or that to rely on, and you get put in those kind of,
yeah,
menial, let's call them menial positions, you're often subject to the whims of a tyrant. Like some of these people will be out here, be like,
yeah,
you better do exactly what I say, exactly how I say it, when, and etc.
yeah,
Or else I'm contacting your
yeah,
PO and I'm gonna get you fucking this and that and the other.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
you start
yeah,
hearing that and you start getting desperate and making, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
yeah.
it's a recipe for
It
disaster,
beats you
man.
down. It beats you down because nobody
Yeah,
wants to be talked to like that. Nobody wants to
no,
be treated like that.
right,
And it's not that we're just rebels. It's just
yeah,
no human wants to be treated like that.
no,
So why
no,
work for somebody for half the pay or, you know,
yeah.
it does. It sucks,
And
But
even POs sometimes, like I had a kind of a little issue with my PO recently. I had a for whatever reason, the picture from my YouTube channel was popping up on uh on her phone when I call her. I didn't even know that. I set a different I set
oh
a
no.
different like a contact photo, but for whatever reason it was showing that photo, and that photo has me with my shirt off. And she was like,
Oh no.
but I didn't
Oh
know.
no.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I really had no
Yeah.
clue. It definitely wasn't intentional. Because, like, come on, I'm not that much of an asshole. Like, I'm just going to be blatantly, because that could get me in trouble. Like, hey, I'm going to call my
Yeah.
PO and she's a female. Come on, that's like
Yeah.
me inviting to get
Sexual
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but here's the
Yeah.
thing. She messaged me and she was like, oh, your contact photo isn't appropriate. It needs to change. And I'm like, I shot back and I'm like, I said, look, I would think you'd be more concerned about what things legal and illegal I'm involving myself in
Yeah.
rather than a contact photo. I said that, I mean, and basically that don't fall within her purview. She can make a suggestion, but as
Yeah.
far as it
Yeah.
needing to change, no, it don't need to change because I'm not doing anything
Yeah.
illegal. You can tell me what I
Yeah.
need to be doing when with regard to the
Yeah.
law, but I told her straight up, it may be your opinion that I should change it, and it may even be that I agree with you in your opinion, but I don't need
Yeah.
to do that. And I told her that point blank. She didn't really like that, but she had to accept it because I was right. You know what I mean? And I stand on my rights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And you know
so
what? And I'm the type too that like don't threaten me with something
no.
because let's do it.
Right,
Don't say I'm
right,
going to send you back to prison because hey, I'm not scared. Let's go. Like don't
right,
hold
right.
something over my head because I let's go. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
that's right. So being that you haven't been able to get yourself any kind of higher education or anything like that, what are your plans for the future? Like let's say for hypothetically that you get out when you go to board, what are you gonna do? What do you got planned?
Travel. I want
Travel.
to travel.
Okay, but that takes
Yeah.
money,
I want Yeah.
right?
It's okay.
That's
I
okay.
got this. Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
it.
it's all right. I got this. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't.
Yeah,
I think we don't probably have to go into detail, but I wish you luck.
to go
Where
into detail.
you travel around the country? Or are you traveling overseas? Or what are you
I,
doing? Because you're going to be
you
on
know what?
parole too.
I mean, there's ways around that. You already know. I don't know what you're
That's right. Hey,
talking about.
if prison don't
Some
teach us anything else, it teaches us to be resourceful, right?
absolutely. You know, I would like to go to South America. I want to go see Lake Titicaca in
Yeah.
Peru
Okay.
because it's the highest uh, freshwater lake anywhere in the world,
Um,
and it's a religious site. You know, I would like
oh,
to go and like see some of the monks and learn
okay.
what happiness is or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, I want to go and see some things. You
Yeah.
know,
Right
when
on.
I was young, we spent time in Ecuador,
Uh,
and that was kind of cool. You
okay.
know, and I've been to Switzerland and I've been to Germany and stuff, but
Nice.
I would like to go to South America and just
Yeah.
like, you know,
And especially when
I
you
think it'd
travel
be
to
great.
those other places, it was what with your parents, right? Not as an as
Yeah,
adult.
yeah,
Yeah. So and whenever
yeah,
you do stuff like that, it's a completely different experience when you're your own
yeah,
person, you're an adult making your own decisions where you can go, what you can
yeah,
do.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it'd be great.
I get that. I'm not really big on
Yeah.
travel myself, but there's a few places I'd like to go. But I'm the staycation type of person. I'd rather fix up where I live than spend money to
Yeah,
go somewhere else and just have it disappear. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay, so what do you think would surprise people about prison? Something they don't know about, or something they might not think about or consider.
um,
Like for me,
it very much.
I'll give you an example. Like for myself. I think
Yeah,
people would be surprised at the like camaraderie that takes place in there. You know, the friendships, like the genuine. They're few and far between, but it is possible to form genuine, meaningful friendships
yeah.
with people in there. And um, I think people will be surprised that there's a lot of like really positive, hopeful people in prison. Anything like that that you can think of?
Um, I think, I think in here I've run into a lot of very intelligent people,
Yeah,
like that think beyond the box and think, you know, like are very much aware of our surroundings, very much
yeah,
aware of how the world works, very much. I mean, there's certain people I like to go just pick their brain because
yeah.
you. I mean, I've been caught up in quantum entanglement the last week, you know, and just
Whoa, tell me
shit
about it.
like
Wait,
that.
don't move past that. Let's talk about that. Tell me about that.
Well, it's cool because so they've actually proven quantum entanglement.
Okay.
So, like CERN, how they have their particle accelerator thing that's a mile and a half,
Yeah.
whatever, and they have been looking for dark matter and they've been looking for the God particle and they've been
Yeah.
looking for, you know, all these different things because when these particles collide, they form a new thing,
Yeah.
right? So, they have proved that when particles split anywhere,
Yeah.
um, those particles, no matter how far apart they drift or how far apart they are, they react the same. So if you like one moves, the other
Yeah.
one moves, no matter where
Yeah.
it's at, which
Yeah.
is incredible if you think about it, you know. And
No,
if we
I
have
know
different
exactly what you're
dimensions,
talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
they can affect one particle and the other one could be halfway across the universe, and
yeah,
because they're connected, they one gets affected by
react,
what the other one does. You know, I saw a
yeah,
video recently where this and it was I think from I want to say like the 70s or something like that. This researcher, you know, scientist, whatever he was, he took, you know what a Faraday cage is?
uh-uh.
Okay, so
What is it?
A Faraday cage is something that you construct in order to prevent any and all signals going in or out. Any kind of signal. You
Okay,
know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? So
like a jammer, like a jamming.
yeah, it basically serves that purpose. Yeah,
Okay,
nothing in or out. Any kind of signals, right? So what he did
okay,
was he took two people. He had two rooms constructed. as a Faraday cage, right? They were right next door to each other. But if you're in one of them, there's no way you should be able to get any kind of signals from anything or
The
anybody
other
in the
one,
next room, right? Because they're both Faraday cages. So that's like double keeping any kind of signals in or out,
double.
right? So he took two people and put them together in one of the rooms and said, okay, don't say anything to each other, don't interact at all, just be in the room together. And then there's going to come a point where you become aware of the other's existence, whether they're saying anything or whether you're looking at them or not or whatever, right? And they weren't like
Yeah,
there was no you know wall separating them, nothing. They just had to be there with their eyes closed and just wait until they could sense the other person, right? So once that happened, then they took one of those people out of that room, put them in the next room, and kept the first one in the other room. So now they're both in their own Faraday cage, and they took electrodes and stimulated the brain of the first person, and the other person was affected by it.
Belfort. Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't that awesome?
yeah,
That is so awesome.
yeah.
That is so cool. Like some of the
I'm
stuff
into
they're
that
learning.
shit because I
Yeah, I am too.
hypothetically I do hallucinogenics, you know. So I mean like I'm on my spiritual.
Wow.
I don't do it just for shits and giggles. Like I do it for spiritual enlightenment. You know what I mean? And man,
Okay, so
I've
uh,
experienced some pretty
I'm
heavy
a big
things.
hell yeah. So I am a vivid dreamer,
Oh,
right?
what is it?
I like to
Lucid or vivid?
yeah,
Okay.
vivid.
Yeah, yeah,
So I like to travel before I go to sleep. And it's cool because in my dreams, I've become aware that I'm dreaming. I
yeah,
know that I'm dreaming
yeah, yeah.
and doing some of the different things. Like, have you ever tried looking in a mirror when you're dreaming? Like
Oh, I've
that's
heard
a
of that.
trip
No, I've heard of that. Try looking in
because
the
it,
mirror. Try looking to see what time it is.
yeah,
Somebody said ask, like if
so
you encounter
crazy.
another person, ask them what day it is. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, because it's almost like you're traveling.
Yeah,
Like I've met some incredible people. I've learned how to surf.
yeah.
I've done like all kinds of shit that like, you know, maybe I shouldn't. But I've come back with burns on my hands. I've come back with
No,
like,
really?
yeah, like it's crazy. One night I was shoveling. I don't know what I was digging, but
Okay.
I had broken blisters on my thumbs when I woke up.
Broken what?
Like it's blisters.
Wow.
Like my like physical signs of traveling or whatever, which I don't even know, you know, but
Yeah,
it's so cool.
yeah. That
Like
is cool. Right on. Wow, Jamie, that's impressive.
it's so neat.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
as long
really
as we're in
interesting.
here, might as well do something, you
Right.
know?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
have you ever tried a deprivation tank?
No. The closest I've come is letting myself sink beneath the bathtub water for a little while.
All right, all right.
But you know, I'll take a bath and you know, light a little candle so that there's not much
Yeah,
lighting, and you know, put when your ears
yeah.
are in the water. I mean, it's kind of a little makeshift
It's pretty
sensory
cool. Yeah,
deprivation chamber.
yeah. Because when you mix psychedelics with a deprivation tank, it's incredible.
Yeah.
The I mean, I haven't done it, but I've heard, you know, it's incredible the things that can come about, you know?
Oh, okay. So no, no, no. So what I have done, what I do is when I, let's say for example, if I take shrooms, right, and shrooms are actually have been
Oh,
legalized for religious practice here in Oakland. So right,
really?
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so
I love that.
so when I do shrooms, what I do is I cut off all the lights in the room. There'll be like a little bit of ambient lighting just so I can make
Yeah,
my way to the bathroom if I need to, but it's minimal. It's
yeah.
absolutely minimal. And I'll black out the window. I turn off all the electronics, turn off all the lights, and I'll do my thing in complete darkness and complete silence. And yes, it definitely
It's incredible.
it's impactful. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So
That's
okay.
cool.
So
That's
what do you think would surprise people about prison? Anything you can think
about
of?
in here.
Yeah.
Um, well, you know how when you go on a road trip with somebody that you don't really know, you know, and by the end of the road trip, they've either jumped out of your car or you have become really close,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. And so I think in here, maybe people don't realize that we're packed in like sardines, you
Right.
know? Like
Yeah.
I can take my arm out and touch the bed next to me.
Uh.
And when you're that close to somebody all the time,
Yeah.
and there's what, 49 people in here?
Yeah.
And it's a dorm style, so you can
Oh.
see all the way down the tier and all the beds and whatever. And when
Yeah.
you're that close with people all the time, you either fight or you get close.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
just keep
it's
a
like going
swim.
through, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and it's the privacy. There's no, that doesn't even exist here, you
Yeah.
know, and but I think people don't realize how it is traumatic
Yeah.
to never have a moment to yourself or never
Right.
have like never have any of that time
Yeah.
and
Quiet
I
time,
think
peaceful, alone
yeah
time, just to
doesn't
collect your thoughts. Yeah.
you never have the lights off, you never have, you know, and then the sound of the speaker all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was actually in a room in the dark like that,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
like I don't even know, but yeah,
I'll tell you
it
what,
would probably be
since I've been out and been able to enjoy that, yeah, it's phenomenal. Like to just, even when you're trying to sleep, like you said, in a dorm, the
yeah,
lights never go off.
uh-uh,
And then,
they're never
if
off.
you're making yourself little makeshift eye covers, sometimes the guards will fuck with you over that. How are the
Yeah.
guards there? How do the guards treat you? Are they rough or are they pretty friendly or what?
Uh, well, so Idaho has cut their funding. They
Yeah.
federal government or whatever has cut their funding. Last year was 3%, and this year it's another 2% cut. So last year that took $10.5 million out of their budget.
Yeah.
So a lot of the good officers are quitting, which
Because
sucks.
they're close to
So now
retirement,
we,
I bet.
yeah. Well, and they're just tired of the politics.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they're tired of the politics of everything,
Yeah.
and they're not paying overtime now.
Oh.
So um, the guards are probably getting treated almost as bad as the inmates are.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Well,
And
I mean,
so
them cutting funding might actually be a good thing. I can say that
I
it'll get worse before it gets better. But if they cut that funding enough, then
absolutely.
it might get better. It might eventually end up that way because they're like, well, okay,
Well, yeah,
the system's collapsing on itself, just like California did. We got to figure out something different, and maybe that
do a mass
something
release.
different will be giving you guys more opportunities for education and stuff like that. You know.
Well, yeah, or letting us go. Like, let us go. You don't need to hoard so many women, especially, you know?
Right. Yeah. Especially when there's women in there that got kids out there, and or women in there that are
Yeah,
pregnant, and yeah, that's ugly.
yeah. Let them go. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And you wouldn't believe there are so many women in here that just got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Just on our
No.
tier alone, there's been 2 of them that were diagnosed. And then they take them
Oh.
and they put them in the hole for treatment. And it's like, I don't know, but
Wow.
the medical, it's like we're living in a petri dish that they're
Yeah.
just growing the shit. You know, it's
Wow.
crazy.
Man, that's crazy. You know what? I've never met anybody when I've been doing time that got diagnosed like that. But just because I didn't see him didn't mean it didn't happen. Um.
Yeah, there's probably in this whole facility, there's probably 5 or 6 that
Wow.
have, and there's only what 200 people housed here.
When
So that's incredible number.
I was in a prison called Kern Valley here, and they got in the area where it's at. It's like it's Central Valley in California, right? And they have something called Valley Fever, and when I was in Kern Valley, man, that prison tried to kill me like 3 different fucking times. I swear to you,
Yeah,
I got Valley Fever, I got pneumonia, and I got fucking COVID all while I was at Kern Valley, and it That's all respiratory shit too. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
surprised I'm still alive. But
Well,
it's
and
the
with
same
all the black
thing.
mold,
Huh?
yeah, with all the black mold they got here, and they've
Yeah.
got their sewage lines and stuff like that. Like it
Yeah.
always smells like shit all the time.
Wow.
I think they got septic tanks or something. I don't know what the deal is, but
Yeah.
their sewage is horrible.
Hmm.
Actually, that reminds me, I've got a case with ACLU. I finally got them to like wake up and oh,
Yeah. Go ahead and call back.
up and
Go ahead and call back.
okay,
All right.
all right.
All
Oh,
right. You were talking about your ACLU case. Let's hear about it.
yeah. So I've been fighting for 2 years to get them to take notice because I mean, I wish you could see the background, but
Yeah.
if we like, I never lived in a ghetto place like this out there. You know,
Yeah.
if we lived in a place like this with our kids out there, we
Yeah.
would get our kids taken and
Yeah.
they would demolish the building.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
this,
know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like this is ridiculous. In the shower, like there's black mold everywhere on the walls. We
Yeah.
aren't allowed to have bleach. So we
Oh.
can't like any of our cleaners.
Not even the workers to clean?
No, nope. We aren't allowed bleach.
Wow.
The warden won't allow us bleach. They did give them some kind of they're finally admitting a little bit that we have black mold because they keep telling ACLU that we don't have a black mold issue. One of the sergeants came and told me, if you say black mold or sewage one more time, I'm shipping you out. And I was
No.
like, okay, well, I'm still going to fight for our health.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to not say it because it's a thing and
Yeah.
it's happening. And these people are getting sick all the time. So
Wow.
I'm going to fight for it.
Yeah.
If
That's
I'm
right.
here
That's
for
right,
anything
Jamie. That's
else,
what's
it's
up. Proud of you for that.
yeah.
Anybody
Thank you.
watching, you're hearing about the situation there. Please reach out. Please get to Idaho,
Yeah,
the legislation,
get over.
the prison. Do like
Yeah,
show some support, show some love for incarcerated people. I mean, we're people too.
yeah,
Man, that's
yeah. We
crazy.
are, and living in conditions like this is goes beyond punishment.
Yeah, yeah, that's beyond
It's just
punishment, really.
it's not the cush life that everybody thinks or whatever.
Right, yeah,
Prison's so
laying around doing
easy.
whatever you want to do, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's not, it
it's
ain't,
like you're a prisoner
yeah,
being kept in a,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so aside from when you were 13, because that was a hell of a crazy experience. But aside from that, you have any especially crazy experiences you can share, inside, outside,
Well,
something you did, something you saw?
one's really crude, but I'm really proud of it.
All
Okay,
right, let's hear it. I
so
love
it was
food. I'm your guy.
okay. So it was my birthday on Sunday, right? And I had a visit
Happy birthday.
in person. Thank you, thank you. So I had a visit, and at the end of my visit, like I must have eaten something out of the vending machine that didn't go well with my stomach.
All
So my
right.
stomach hurt so bad,
Yeah,
so bad.
yeah,
And the visiting officer, she's just a bitch, right?
yeah,
And so I said, listen, can I be stripped out first? I said, because I'm sick. Like,
yeah,
I need to go to the bathroom really
yeah.
bad, And she was like, she put everybody up against the wall and she said, no, she said, I think I'm going to strip out somebody else first. And I was like, whatever. And I'm sitting there, like, literally sweating,
Yeah,
like, hurting so bad. And I said, listen, I'm going to shit my pants.
yeah,
If you don't strip me out,
yeah,
I'm going to sit here and like, it
yeah,
isn't okay. She's like, no. So she goes in, strips somebody else out.
yeah.
Then she comes out, and I said, can I go next? And she said, oh. So she goes and pats somebody else down. And I'm like, I said, seriously, like I'm sick.
Yeah,
Like I'm not even joking. I'm not playing. I'm going to, and my stomach's cramping. So
yeah,
finally she takes me in there and she, do the thing,
yeah.
take off all my clothes. I said, okay, let's get on with it. She's like, no, she said, and she started going through my clothes real slow. And
Um,
I'm like, if you can't see that I'm sick,
yeah,
I said, I can't hold this. And she's like, yeah, well, bend over and hand me your shoes. And I'm just like, oh my
Oh,
gosh. So
man.
she took her time, took her time, took her time. By the time she had me like do all the things behind my neck, under my armpits,
Yeah.
um, you know, standing there totally naked, totally like, how it is,
Yeah,
like
I know how it
totally,
is. Yeah.
uh, yeah,
Exposed.
it's embarrassing, it's demeaning,
Yeah.
it's whatever. And when you're on top of that, like that's not okay,
No, no, no.
And so when she told me to turn around, bend over, and spread them,
Yeah.
I just farted and just shit all over.
Ah,
Like, got on her, got on, like, and I was like, she was like, oh. And I said, I told you, like,
yeah.
I'm not,
Yeah.
you know?
That's
So,
awesome, Jimmy. Hey, you know what?
yeah.
I give you kudos for that. I give you props for that. That's right. That's exactly what needed to happen in that situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, and that's a good point you're making. I mean, because across the board, clearly, just like in California prisons, man, you get some cops. I mean, we call them cops, but they're correctional officers. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you get some people in those positions all too often that are there for the wrong reasons, and they're fucking small and they're fucking
Yeah.
petty, and they
Yeah.
abuse their
Well,
little bit of power to
yeah.
the fullest extent possible.
Yeah. Well, and her mom is actually locked up in California on meth charges. And
Oh,
so she hates drug addicts,
yeah.
And it's
Wow.
like, I, I don't care, like,
Yeah.
and she's
And you
only
didn't get in trouble
23.
over that, did you? Because I mean, that wouldn't even surprise me if you
Oh,
did.
she threatened me. She
Yeah,
threatened me. And
yeah,
then I came back to the unit and I told everybody.
yeah.
Like I told everybody, about
Did
it.
you
And
have other
then the
people
next
there
day,
waiting to get stripped out too that saw
yeah,
everything?
yeah, they saw it all
Okay, so
happen.
you got
Yeah, they were
witnesses.
my,
Good.
yep. And they could have seen it on camera. Like
Yeah,
I was literally bent over, like
yeah,
not okay. Yeah.
yeah,
And the amount of time that she took stripping me out compared to stripping the other person out.
yeah.
And then the third person, she didn't even strip out. So
Are
it's
you putting
like,
paperwork in
okay,
on that?
you
Are you filing any kind of grievance or anything?
nah, I figured shitting on her is probably, that's fair play, right? I mean, if she files a disciplinary on me, then maybe I'll grieve her.
Yeah. And that
But
was
she came to dinner.
that was Sunday, you said?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I got 7 days or something.
Yeah, I think you're a better person than me because I think I probably would have put paperwork in on that. So Jamie,
Hey, best birthday.
yeah, right. Wow. So
Yeah.
okay, we're down to the last two questions. You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Maybe. Yeah.
What would you say to anyone who believes you and others like you don't deserve a second chance? All right. Hopefully we can make it through these last two questions
I
without getting
know.
cut off again. Holy
I
shit. All right,
know.
go
Okay.
ahead.
So, what I would tell somebody who thinks that maybe we don't deserve to be in the public or whatever, um, a lot of these people I think are sheltered. Like if you don't think that there's corruption on all levels
Yeah,
and you trust your government officials or whatever, I mean, look at the Epstein stuff that's coming out now.
yeah,
You know, it doesn't, I mean, you're going to protect people that abuse children, but you're going to tell drug people that we don't deserve a chance.
yeah.
How are we supposed to even prove ourselves if you're going to throw us away for the rest of our lives?
Right.
And
Yeah.
if we can't get out to get a higher education or get out to whatever, like open your damn eyes because the corruption's all around us. And I'm not the worst of the worst.
No, for sure not. For sure not. Because if you were the worst of the worst, you'd be doing less time.
Yeah, I know. I would have been out already. I'd be out among you.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. All right, Jamie, is there anything we didn't talk about that you'd like to talk about now? Anything at all? I'm here
Uh,
for you.
you know, I if I have to be honest, now that I'm on this side of it,
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to be on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I do.
I was pretty ignorant
I know
before I
exactly
got
what you mean.
charged,
Yeah.
and I've kind of had a lot of fun, you know? I mean, not bragging or anything, but the experiences that I've had,
Yeah.
I know that if this world crumbles, I'll make it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
some when you're at the low of the low, um, you learn a lot of things about survival. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn about, you know, all the things and the
Yeah.
stuff that I've learned. Like, I'm happy with who I am. And I hope that whoever is out there and hits me up,
Yeah.
um, not, I mean, I'm okay with who I am. I don't need, you know, I don't think I need to change. Maybe I need to change a little bit,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm a generally happy person. I'm a caring person. I'm not always a nice person, but sometimes you can't be, you know?
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably all I
Well
would say.
said, Jamie. You know what? And I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100% because I think the same thing. Like, yeah, if a lot of my life sucked. It really did. Not, I mean, thankfully I didn't get kidnapped at 13 and all that. Holy crap, man.
Yeah,
But it sucked. It sucked. But the thing is
yeah,
I'm at the same time, I'm grateful for all of it because all that led up to me being who I am now.
yeah.
And I wouldn't change that for anything. And like you, I'm a genuinely happy
Awesome.
person.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, and doing this channel is helping me uh with a sense of purpose and meaning and you know, and I like doing things for other people and helping you guys tell your stories. So yeah, and I wouldn't have
yeah,
done any of that had it not been for all that bullshit that I've been through. But same thing, I'm
yeah,
extremely
absolutely.
resourceful now. All that, yeah,
I'm
much tougher
extremely
than I used to
grateful,
be.
you know, for,
Yeah,
yeah, extremely grateful. You know,
yeah,
money isn't everything, and things aren't everything. You know, but the connections that you make with people, and I appreciate you too. Like,
right
you
on.
are awesome for even doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Thanks, Jim.
cool because lots of times, even though we're around so many people, we feel so isolated.
Yeah,
You know, and don't really know what's going on in the world. And then you hear all this stuff, and you know, so
yeah.
it's cool to have somebody like you too
Well, you know, I might
out there.
talk about hearing what's going on out in the world. When I got arrested on my third term, I got arrested in '03, and I did 18 and a half years on that. And when I got arrested,
Oh
there
my
was
god.
no smartphones. There were cell phones,
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
the old little
yeah.
Nokias, but there were no
Blackberries
smartphones.
and
They didn't exist. And
yeah,
as time went on, I'm inside and I'm seeing all the you know the rivalry between Android and iPhone, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm
yeah,
not understanding any of it. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What? Yeah,
yeah,
so I came out
yeah.
to a completely
It's
different world.
crazy.
It was a trip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. Well, and my first stretch was 7 years,
Okay.
and
Wow.
yeah, I was the same thing from
Yeah.
2007 to 2014. I topped out, you know,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Same thing.
All right, Jamie. Hey, you know
Uh,
what? Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciated talking to you. Thank you so much.
hey, thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
All right, no problem. And have a good day.
You too.
All right.
You too.